To go on a trip of this caliber has to be a life-changing event. We are excited to have Jessica Walters on set to give us the details of how her opportunity unfolded.
Hi, I'm Ashley Kringen, and I'm sitting here with Jessica Walters, a UNLV athlete. So, Jessica, tell me how you got the chance to go to Ghana.
Well, it all started with Mary House advanced reporting class. We're all assigned a community beat, and I got the engineering complex. And first, I wasn't too sure about it. Went around, just walking around, trying to figure out what I was going to write a story about. And there, at the very end of the hallway, I see this poster for Engineers Without Borders. And I wasn't sure what it was, so I Googled it, and I found out it was this nonprofit organization that goes to developing countries and helps with their infrastructure. So things like water and buildings and things like that. I also found that the Las Vegas chapter was doing their first little mission in Ghana for an orphanage. So I wrote a story about them. They liked the story and invited me to go with them. And then things started falling into place. Channel 8 got involved, and I was in Ghana.
So when the trip was finalized, what emotions were you going through? How are you feeling?
Well, first I was in shock. Well, first when they invited me to go to Ghana, I was like, right, that would be a lot of fun, but I didn't think that I would go. And then, I brought it up to my pastor like a month later, and he was like, if you go, we'll pay for you. And so right then and there, I ran through the house with my roommates. I was like, guys, I'm going to Ghana. And I was just shocked, but I was so excited at the same time.
What did you learn from the entire experience and being in Ghana with them for, how long were you there, 4 weeks?
Just 12 days.
12 days, okay.
Wow, it's really hard to wrap up all that I learned, but I think one of the biggest things I learned was how blessed we are here in the United States. And the children in Ghana and the orphans were so happy all the time. You step out of the van, they immediately go, grab your hand, carry you around everywhere, or hold your hand everywhere, and always want to be in your lap and close to you. And everywhere we went, the people were so friendly and reached out to us. And they had so little. The place we're in was all slums, completely slums, and they had so little, but they were so happy. So I really wanted to bring that back, that we have so much to be happy for here, and that we really need to help those less fortunate than us.
So what's the ultimate thing that you have learned and used and taken back here and followed by?
I think it just confirmed for me, I've always wanted to write about world events and things going on in the world that we don't have a chance to experience here, and that just really, it just inspired me to do that even more, because now it feels like I want to go to every corner of the earth and, see what's going on there and try to help people and bring it back to people back here in the United States so that we can help.
So this is a huge opportunity for a student. What advice would you give to another student that would get the same experience as you did?
My advice would just be, go for it. Do everything you can, step off the edge and just try to go for it. I think everyone should experience this. Everyone should try to go to a third world country. You see the documentaries, you see, things on TV, but until you're there and you're actually living it and seeing what they see, it's a whole nother experience. Really enriches your life.
And what is Engineers by Borders, or Beyond Borders? Engineers
Without Borders. So it's actually, it's a nation, I think it's a worldwide nonprofit, and there's Doctors Without Borders too, and the Las Vegas chapter just opened. So basically it pairs with developing countries, and they go and they find missions, and they just happen to do the orphanage. They're also working on something in Nicaragua, I believe, and they just really help with water sanitation. We built a latrine there for the children because they were going to the restroom in this large pit filled with feces, and it was covered with logs, and the children are falling in. It was really dangerous, and they're becoming ill, and they didn't know how to wash their hands. We got them a sink, and eventually we want to build them a whole new orphanage, but it's just the kind of things they're doing. Just, infrastructure, buildings, everything an engineer could do to help them in another country like that.
And do you plan to go back to Ghana anytime soon?
Actually, that's kind of a funny story. I do, because my parents, through my blogging when I was over there, my parents fell in love with the children, with the orphans, and so they want to adopt some of the children. Yeah, so they're getting a home study done, and they're going to be going to Ghana, and they want me to go with them. And they're going to try to bring 2 children back.
Well, great. Well, thank you for joining us today. I'm Ashley Kringen.
It seems like textbook prices soar to outrageous levels each semester. As reported in the Rebel Yell, the CSUN Senate is considering an agenda item asking for $5,500 to kickstart the CSUN Textbook Reserve Program. The program is designed to run much like how Lead Library conducts their book reserve by giving students 2-hour increments to use the books. This past weekend, I got a chance to see a UNLV team that dominates the Mountain West. Here's what I found. The UNLV women's tennis team season is under full swing at the Fertitta Tennis Complex here on the UNLV campus. Last year's regular season champions play host to 4 schools for their fall invitational. The teams participating this year are the Texas Longhorns, Missouri Tigers, New Mexico State Aggies, and the Northern Arizona Lumberjacks. The Lady Rebels begin their season ranked number 43 in the nation, and Coach Kevin Corey has high expectations for his team.
Every year our goal is to win the conference championship and get into the NCAA tournament, so we've been pretty successful doing that over the years, and we hope this year is no different.
University of Missouri coach Blake Starkey counts on this tournament to help his players improve their game.
I try and put my kids out there with just really mean, nasty competition, and that's really why we flew out here. I mean, you've got UNLV is going to have a really good team this year. Texas is going to have a really, I mean, there's not a weak team in this field. The seeding for the tournament is individual, and the format is 5 flights for singles, playing 3 rounds, and 4 flights for doubles, playing 2 rounds. The top players get placed in the top flight. The women's tennis team travels to Los Angeles October 3rd for the All-American Championships. You can catch them here at the Fertitta Tennis Complex across from the intramural fields October 14th through the 18th while they host the ITA Regionals. All matches are free. I'm Michael Jackson for UNLV Views. The Lady Rebels completed the Invitational on Sunday with 4 players in the finals, with 2 taking home individual titles. The Lady Rebels soccer team shut out Southern Utah this past weekend, winning 2-0. They travel to California this weekend for the San Diego Classic facing Seattle University and Oregon State. And that's our show for today, Rebels. Thank you for watching.